welcome, Cynthia here from NB Pretty Papers. Today I'm up on the Crafty Maven Getaway channel with a Stash It Monday layout. So I've gone through my stash and I've pulled out these papers here. I don't really know how old they are. I got them from a friend. Now I got them from her probably 18 months ago, and the way she spoke, she had them in her possession for, let's say, maybe 10 years. So I don't think they're new. I don't have a clue where they come from, but I dare say they're definitely well and truly from a stash. So at the beginning you saw the inspiration piece, and I've pulled a few things from that piece. One is the grey tones from the images, which I'm using there as my background paper, and another is the geometrics. Is that it? The geometric shapes that are in one of the images or in a couple of the images. You'll see as the layout goes along, I pull out some little flags, I guess she calls them, and they have the same sort of patterns on them. So they're the couple of things that I've pulled from the inspiration piece. So I've gone through the patterns and I've laid the photo, matted the photo on a black paper, which I think's just got tiny black dots on it. And now I'm going through and doing a double mat on this lime green page as well, which I think has lemons on it or something like that. I end up matting the background paper on that green paper as well, so I do that. I'm just trimming down my paper a little bit. This layout come together pretty quick for me, around about 45 minutes, which is quick. I generally do hour and a half thereabouts for a layout. So I was quite happy with that. My camera does stop. Obviously I got a full memory, was full at one stage, and you don't miss a great deal. I was just gluing some the embellishments down, and I mixed up the order a little bit, and you miss that little bit coming up here, so I'll talk you through that when it gets a bit closer. My initial thought was I will punch these circles out and have a banner across the top of the page, but in the end I do use some of the circles, but not in the original thought plan. How has everyone been? Has everyone been well? Everyone managed to get a bit of scrapping done? A bit of art journaling, whatever it is that you are into? I've been doing a fair bit of art journaling lately, so that's something I got into about 18 months ago, and at the moment it seems to be what I spend most of my time doing. So mind you, this weekend just gone, which is when I'm doing this voiceover, it's the 18th. So the weekend just gone, I managed to get 4 layouts done, which is pretty good for me. So there you go. I've put those circles down as a banner across the top of the page. Umming and ahhing now what to do. So I have the papers from this collection, but I don't believe I have any other embellishments. If I do, didn't realise that I did, but I'm pretty sure I don't. So I stop the camera and I go through all my stash and I pull out everything that I think might possibly work with this layout, and then I pull out my green container, and once again I stop the camera and I go through that properly and pull out anything that's in the container that I think might work with this layout. So you see my little pile off to the side. of bits and pieces I think might go with this layout. So now I just see whether I can make them work. I think I went through the green and the blue container. It looks like most of the stuff I've got here are blue by the looks of that. So that's how I store my embellishments. Once they get to a certain point, I split them all up by colour because I generally scrap by colour. So I've gone through, laid those down. Look, a deer, why not? I actually quite like the deers. I don't know how I could say they represent this page, but they do. Here are those flags that I was talking about. So some of them have how do you say it, a geometric? I hope I'm saying that right. It doesn't sound quite right, but it's close. Pattern to them. So I think that fits quite well with the inspiration piece. So I have the three of them spread around the page at the moment, and when I go to glue them all down, as I spoke about a moment ago, I don't know whether I stop the camera to do the gluing, because who wants to see me hot glue everything down, or whether the memory was full. But when I come back again, those three flags are in a slightly different position. Going through these little hearts here from Pink Fresh Studio, pulling out a couple of those, seeing what else I can lay on the page. You saw me pull out the title, so I have the title sitting to the side, which is family. The photo is a photo of my husband and our child, and then my husband has a son from a previous marriage, and he's in the photo as well. Went to see a football game here. The three boys went for one team and I went for the other team, and my team won, so I was quite happy. And they come from behind too. So just shuffling around, there we go. You can see now that I've made a little banner down the bottom out of a few of the flags, and I quite like that because that had a bit of a gap there that I was struggling with a little bit. And that's pretty much the end of the layout. I put my title back down, glue my title back down the bottom. Off camera I do write a couple of lines of journaling. I think you see the journaling in the close-up photos. I can't quite remember, but stay tuned. I don't say a great deal. Just talk about my husband and his sons, I think. And that's pretty much the layout. I do go back and grab a few of those circles that I punched out early, right in the beginning, and I spread a couple of those around. I tuck them in under some of the embellishments so they just peek out. So that's, brings in those colours, just a different element to the page as well. I really, really like the way this page ended up looking. Just going through. I don't know, do I put one of these on? Yes, I think I do put one of these on, maybe. Maybe. Yes, that's right. I put that little cactus just there, and I put one over there. So we just got these little 3D puppy things come from our local reject shop, actually, I think they were. They have some really nice scrapbooking stuff at super, super cheap too, so it's awesome. There you go, I actually put 3 of them on the page. I've done well. Still going through and seeing if there's anything else that I could include. And this is where I grab those circles and I go through and I just pop a few of them peeking out from behind some of the other embellishments. Use the trusty hot glue gun. That's my favourite method of putting down embellishments. Pretty much always use the hot glue gun if I'm not too lazy to wait for it to heat up. I think that is about it. Oh yes, I put a couple of these little chevron arrows on, just pointing into the layout, and that does do it. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the process. If so, give me a thumbs up. Love to hear from you. Leave me a comment and stay tuned for some close-up photos. Catch you on the next one. Talk to you then. Bye.